I got this idea when I ruined a big mirror while finally getting to grips with glass cutting. If you must know, the secret is to use an oil cutter. The drying ones might as well be single use. I thought it a waste to throw out the mirror scraps and so decided to make a disco ball sometime in the future. For now I cut the mirror into individual strips and subdivided them into squares. I think I made them 3 by 3 centimeters or tried me best. After that I cut the individual squares and you just can't imagine how satisfying that is. It's like breaking apart a delicious chocolate tablet, but you'll see in a while. Oh man, so do you know that old joke? How do you make a cake from scratch? Start by creating a universe. Oh my god. So I don't want none of that bullshit here, aight? No, I didn't mine the quartz for the glass or the metals and then cast the mirrors. That being said, I consider it well within my rights to call making this from scratch. End of story. I sent the yucky bits to the recycling and I stored the finished squares in a box for almost a year before moving on with the project. But that's just been a second for you, you selfish, entitled prick. You never take me out anymore. I'm going to inflate this ball with a pump I bought just for this, and then I'll cover it in a hard shell that can support the mirrors. And it popped, of course. I just couldn't help myself but to push it just that tiny bit too far. I used some edge banding to visualize the diameter I'd want for my ball. Fine, I'm doing the alternative, a polystyrene ball. But how does one do a polystyrene sphere? This well-intentioned guy on YouTube suggested I use a core drill, but where the fuck am I supposed to find one so gigantic? I figured I'd have to make that myself too. That comes later on a bit. First though, I found some polystyrene on a construction site in the bins, but I got rid of it at some point, so I had to find a different site. I stacked some pieces together using wood glue and let them dry. Then I made this contraption with a handle and a steel wire. The idea was to round off some corners with the heated wire. How I actually made the core drill was by screwing this cheap saw blade I got from the hardware store inside a circle I hauled out from this board using my router. And that's how I solved the problem of making the ball round. Especially towards the end, I cut myself several times on the blade. Fun times! At this point a section came off because after drying for 3 whole goddamn days, the glue was still wet. I quickly superglued it back and finished rounding the ball. Then I experienced a blissful moment of childlike Christmas wonder. I covered the ball in wood glue drenched paper strips to give it a hard exterior shell. I did 2 layers of that. After After, I shoved through it a wooden spike with a screw jutting out. This will allow the ball to be mounted to a support. The screw was free spinning, so I fixed it in my signature messy way. Since I had two wooden circles from making the core drill, I turned one in a support platform for working on and storing the ball long term, and the other in a platform to rotate it. I thought the best way to attach the mirrors would be to glue dowels to the back of them and then simply drive them into the polystyrene. Though they go in easier if you punch a hole first. There I have the support platform done, and this is the ball mounted on it. You can already see some light patterns when I spin it. Now it's time to work on the display piece that will spin the ball. I found a toy of the solar system in the garbage, and I mashed these three components together to make the ball attached to it. You can clearly see that when I say mashed together, I'm being dead fucking serious. But if it looks stupid and it works... The leg is a hunk of steel that attached the backrest to the seat on an old desk chair. I connected it to the platform that spins the ball through a beam. The motor of that solar system toy will perform the spinning. And it works! Honestly, I was throwing shit at the wall, so it was really gratifying to see it work, especially considering the weight of the ball. But does this video look even remotely close to being over?
Dumbass!
I can't just leave it looking like that. So I continue. Number 1, it was very hard to screw into either of the supports, so I added a grip to the bottom. Number 2, the 6mm screw I used was bending under the weight of all the mirrors, so I upgraded it to a 10. Number 3, the mirrors were all crooked and gross looking, so I took them all out and filled in the holes. The only holes left now are the two for the grip, making it look almost like a bowling ball. I tried for hours to center the screw, to no avail. You know what? Good fucking enough. I painted it black and then naturally I had to do this. I discovered that gluing the mirrors directly over the paint layer did the job even better. Fortunately, all of the wasted dowels were only very expensive. I redesigned the connection to the motor. This is a lot neater than before, but since the nut wasn't clamped tight enough, I made it worse by drilling a hole through it and then securing it in place with wire. Keep this in mind for later, children. It will be on the test. Let there be lights! Not the colored ones because I burned those. I'll use this LED strip instead. Mounting the ball is so convenient with that grip. Okay, you have exactly one try to guess what failed here. Time once again for a redesign. The nut now has some freedom to swing on two axes, but that did absolutely nothing towards correcting the centering of the screw. I found some battery-powered white and colored LEDs to replace the strip. And now, please enjoy. The center of gravity of the support disco ball complex is always above the surface of the leg, making the display support very stable. This is the speed that would have probably been more fitting, which is 47%. Real disco balls also have way tinier mirrors, but fuck doing that. Now that it's all done, I threw it in the closet with all of the other useless shit I won't ever fucking need.